Welcome to From Islands to the United States of America Faith, Teaching, and Transformation. I'm Father Doc, a priest, an educator, and an immigrant. On this podcast, I share my journey from humble beginnings in the Philippines to life as an educator and priest here in the United States. Together, we explore faith, perseverance, and the calling to transform lives, whether in the classroom, in the church, or in everyday life. Each episode, you'll hear stories of resilience, lessons of faith, and practical encouragement to help you dream boldly, live courageously, and walk with God's purpose. Today's episode is choosing the right school district. Before you begin the paperwork, credential evaluations, or visa applications, there is one very crucial step every foreign teacher must face: getting hired. Without a signed contract from a U.S. school district, or accredited institution, your dream remains only that, a dream. This stage is both exciting and intimidating. Exciting because it's the first time your professional profile will be laid out before a prospective employer. Intimidating because the U.S. education hiring system has its own expectations, unspoken rules, and sometimes an overwhelming number of options. Your first instinct might be to apply anywhere that will hire you, especially if you feel the clock ticking on your plans and you're only working with a recruitment agency with limited school district or with a few options. How about if you have that option? So let us dive into this topic. Choosing the right school district is not just about securing a job. It's about finding a community where you can thrive. And there are factors to consider. Number one, very important factor, is the cost of living. A high salary can be misleading if rent and basic expenses are proportionally high. Number two, support for foreign teachers. Does the district have other international hires? Are there mentorship programs? Number three is student demographics. Would you prefer working in a diverse, multilingual environment or in a rural district with smaller class sizes? Number four, professional development. Look for districts that invest in teacher training and professional advancement. It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. A district that aligns with your teaching philosophy and personal values will make your transition to U.S. education far smoother. Where you land in America will shape your experience. Some states are known for higher teacher salaries, but the cost of living might cancel out the benefits. Others may offer more supportive environments for foreign teachers, but they pay less. So, one factor to consider is the cost of living versus salary. A 50,000 salary for a new teacher here in Kansas goes farther than a 80,000 in New York City or Los Angeles, California. Number two, licensing requirements. Some states may have more flexible entry requirements, or in other places, you don't even need to do anything. Number three, support systems. Look for district with mentorship programs, diversity initiatives, or existing foreign teachers communities. Next is cultural fit. Consider whether you want to live in a big city or a small town, rural area. Insider tip: connect with current or former teachers from the district you are considering. Their firsthand experience is worth more than any recruitment brochure. Now, teacher salaries are often adjusted based on the cost of living in a particular area. Urban districts in states like California and New York tend to offer very high salaries to compensate for the higher cost of living, while rural areas may pay less, like here in Kansas. Salaries may appear attractive on paper, but your purchasing power varies significantly based on where you live. While some cities offer high salaries, they also come with an extremely or high cost of living. On the other hand, the smaller cities like Wichita or rural areas may offer lower salaries, but the cost of rent, food, and transportation is much more affordable. The charts that I'm going to share to you shows a comparison of the estimated monthly cost of living for a single teacher in different cities. So I'm going to share my screen to share this to you. So big cities like New York and Los Angeles, higher salaries are offered, but higher expenses. Look at New York and Los Angeles. They offer very high wages, but they also have extremely high rent and transportation costs. Now, mid sized cities balance affordability. These cities offer relatively good salaries with a reasonable cost of living. And then smaller cities, lower cost, but lower wages. Wichita, Kansas has one of the lowest living costs, making it easier to save money, even with a modest salary. Consider the transportation cost. In cities with good public transport, you may not need a car. But in smaller cities like Wichita, having a car is often necessary. So, understanding this cost, the differences, is crucial when choosing where to work and live in the US. It is important to budget accordingly and plan your finances to avoid unexpected financial stress in your first year of teaching. You can use online calculators to figure out or compare the cost of living in two cities using what we call the cost of living index. This will help foreign teachers set realistic financial expectation before moving to the US by breaking down the realities of the cost of living. Now, let us talk about the salaries schedule. Most school districts use a salary schedule that increases pay based on years of experience and level of education. For instance, teachers with master's degrees or doctorates or any additional certification often earn higher salaries than those with just a bachelor's degree. So, yes, it is worth or very important to finish your advanced education outside the US, for that will determine your placement or salary when you get here in the United States. The nice thing about getting your education credits outside the US is that it is way cheaper to finish your, let's say, master's and doctorate degree in your country than here in the United States. Now, for instance, the average price per credit hour here is between 350 to $500 plus. So a 3 credit hour class will cost you more than 1500s for a class. Now, for a new teacher with the complexity and tremendous challenge um, that you will face in the beginning years of your career here in the US, it will take years for you to take care of your educational advancement, which is not reasonable until you get your green card. And because of the uncertainty and limitations of your visa status and the financial challenges that you will face as a new immigrant in this very expensive country, my advice for you, for anybody, is to take as many graduate classes as you can while you have access to a cheaper academic institution, because that will be the primary basis of your salary. And you will appreciate that later when I show you the matrix on how HR determines your salary based on teaching experience and educational degree. In many states, teacher salaries are negotiated by unions, or we call professional organizations. Strong unions often secure better pay, benefits, and working conditions for teachers. Here in Wichita Public Schools, we have what we call United Teachers of Wichita, or UTW. They represent all USD 259 employees negotiating teachers' yearly salaries and benefits packages. However, administrators have their own salary package and benefits, and I'll share that later. And all this information is open to the public and accessible through the school district websites. So once you have chosen your school district, visit their website and find their salary schedule or teacher contract for teachers. It's available, it's posted for public consumption. So the next page that I'm going to share to you, or slides that I'm going to share to you, um, is a sample of negotiated salaries of teachers and supplemental staff for this school year 2025-2026 of the biggest school district in state of Kansas. So let me share my screen to you for this purpose. Here is the salary schedule for school year 2025. As you can see here, we have a vertical line. The vertical line is the teaching experience, and the horizontal line from left to right is the teacher's educational qualification. I'm showing it to you that the longer you teach and the more educational credits you earn, the higher you automatically move on the pay scale. I'm going to say it because this is very important. Automatically, till you max out your salary. One thing you will love about working here in the US is that the increase in salary is automatic. You don't have to wait to get promoted to a position. You just need to turn in your educational credits, and then you'll move up to the pay scale. That is why you have to take care of your educational credits if you want to earn more money in teaching here in the US. I remember when I started almost, 20 years ago, I just had a bachelor's degree. I was one of the youngest two in the group, and I figured out quick that if I wanted a good return on investment, I needed to go back to school as early as possible and get my master's and doctorate degree just to milk the cow. So I work hard and save money to take care of my education. It wasn't easy, with my family being here, and I was the only one earning that time. And then doing extra work after school, attending schools. Those experience pushed me to the very edge of my sanity. But now, looking back, after getting my master's and doctorate degree here, I am enjoying the benefits of all my hard work. Another hidden blessing of teaching in the US is that your income doesn't have to stop with your base salary. Beyond the yearly contract, teachers can unlock new opportunities, not only to supplement their paycheck, but also to expand their influence, build relationships, and discover new passions. Many school districts offer paid roles outside the regular classroom: lunch duty, bus supervision, tutoring, after school programs, coaching sports, and mentoring new teachers are just some of the ways educators can earn stipends. What looks like a small amount on paper, $500 here for running a lunch detention program, or 1500s for sponsoring a club, or 3000 to 5000 for coaching a sport, can grow into thousands of dollars over the course of a year. More than that, they allow you to connect with students in different, meaningful ways. So when I first started, I jumped into opportunities like crazy, homebound teaching, where I work one on one with students who could not attend school and regular schedule due to illness or other circumstances. It was humbling, stretching, and yes, it paid about $25 an hour. Later, after, I earned my master's in the art of teaching speakers of other languages. I joined our district. It's called the Migrant Adult Literacy Program, twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays evenings. I taught English and acculturation skills to immigrants adults. For me, those extra 6 hours a week were not just about money. They were a way to give back, to see hope light up in their eyes of these people who, like me, were chasing the American dream. Depending on your gifts and availability, you can find opportunities in sports, music, arts, or academics. Maybe you'll run an after school robotics club, or direct a choir, or lead an academic bowl team. Each door you open brings both extra income and the joy of shaping students' lives beyond the classroom walls. So don't think of supplemental pay as just extra work. Think of it as investing your talents, extending your reach, and letting your passion for teaching ripple out into a new corners of your school and community. The financial reward is real, but the personal growth and impact are also priceless. And the rewards do not stop there. In my district, we also have longevity pay, a bonus thank you check for teachers who stay committed for the long run. Once you reach 15 years of service here in Wichita Public Schools, you receive a substantial bonus in November, a reminder that loyalty and perseverance matter. So, the next slides that I'm going to show you is the section of our teacher contract that showcase that longevity pay. Let me show you that contract here. So, this page shows the section of our teacher contract, Section J, explaining how longevity works based on years of service and the percentage of their salary that the teacher will receive as a bonus. So here you can see from 15 to 16, 3%, and it goes up until 33 or more years, and the maximum is 12% of your total base salary per year, and you get that check on November. So as you can see, the longer you stay in our school district, the bigger the percentage you will get as a bonus check. So while supplemental pay offer teachers the chance to grow their income, expand their influence, it is also important to understand how these opportunities fit into the bigger financial picture of education in the United States. Salary structures are not random. They are the product of negotiated contracts between teachers' union, school districts, and state policies. These contracts outline the base pay by years of experience and educational level, as well as supplements and bonuses that reward longevity, leadership, and additional responsibilities. To give you a clearer picture, the following tables that I'm going to show you provide examples of what we call supplemental salary opportunities for teachers at the different levels and duties. Um, Starting from level A supplementals, which is the lowest annually from 1,807 example or such as the science Olympiad coach, to level J, the highest, 10,000 for a department chair position. So as you can see here, level B goes up to 2,000, almost 3,000. Level C, almost 4,000. Level D, almost 5,000. And level F, J, H, and look at the department chair, 10,000. The negotiated salary schedules for administrators, which highlight how leadership roles such as principals and district administrators are compensated. These numbers are more than figures or a page. They represent the value of a community places um, on education and the potential financial pathway for those who dedicate themselves to teaching and leadership in the US, here in the United States. So I have here examples of that with the years of teaching in the district and the size of the schools that they are running. So these are for administrators. So those who are dreaming to be an admin principal, this is a glimpse of what you're gonna earn as an admin. So while salary is an important factor, many foreign teachers overlook the importance of benefit packages such as, health insurance, retirement plans, and paid leave can significantly impact overall financial stability, especially for those with dependents or health concerns. Unlike in many countries with universal health care, medical care in the US is expensive, and if you work with districts that does not offer a good one, it will come out of your pocket. Health insurance is typically provided by school district, but coverage varies significantly. And these are some of the key points to consider. Number one, the premiums and deductibles. So you may have to pay a portion of your monthly premium along with deductibles and co-payments. Number two, coverage for dependents. If you have a spouse or children, adding them to your plan can be costly. So it's essential to compare options. Number three, pre existing conditions. If you or a family member has a medical condition, ensure that your insurance plan covers necessary treatments and medication. Number four, retirement and pension plans. Many school districts contribute to retirement saving plans, such as here, state teacher pension plan programs. In Kansas, we have what we call GAPers or 401k and 403b accounts. Some districts offer matching contribution, which can significantly boost long term savings. Number four, paid leave and time off. Most schools provide limited number of sick and personal leave days yearly. However, paid maternity, paternity leave is not always guaranteed, which can be a challenge for teachers with families. What's the key takeaways about benefits and packages? Here's the lesson that I want you to remember. The high salary does not always mean a better financial situation. And benefits matter just as much. So if you have dependents, thoroughly research the cost of adding them to your health insurance plan. Factor in retirement contribution and paid leave when comparing job offers, not just salary. By understanding both the salary and benefits, foreign teachers can make informed decision about where to work and how to manage their financial future in the US. Public schools generally have set salary scales, while private and charter schools may negotiate salaries individually. And some private schools offer a very competitive pay, while others pay significantly less in most cases than public schools. So you really have to look into the details of these packages and benefits. So we're almost done with this episode, and I want you to think of these important information that I'm sharing to you. Uh, to illustrate the variation in teacher salary, here are again examples from different states. I'm gonna share my screen again. Different states and cities across the U.S. So this is an approximate figure based on the recent data, World Population Review, this year 2025. I have here uh, different location. As you can see, New York to Chicago, and Wichita, Kansas is in the middle. The average is starting salary, and then overall average salary with all experience levels. So as you can see, the average salary, starting salary is in New York is 61 thousand, and in Los Angeles is 58. Wichita is actually this year we bump it up. It's now 50,000. But the most important thing is these numbers highlight the significant differences in teacher salaries across the country. While some areas or cities offer a very high pay, they often come with a higher cost of living. Foreign teacher must research their destination and understand how far their salary will go in that particular region. Another thing to think about is that most smaller districts, especially those in the middle of nowhere, far from civilization, such as, for example, Native Americans or Indian reservation areas, they may not offer a good financial package, but they could sweeten the deal by offering you a permanent residence visa. Now, this is very important and priceless because it is very difficult to find this opportunity or offer nowadays, especially with what's going on with our immigration department nowadays. I'm aware that you guys are tracking them down, especially the H-1B and the J visa. So if you are taking the path of the direct hiring, then you have the options to pick and shop around for your preferred working environment. Now, if you're going through a recruitment agency, you really don't have a lot of choice, but to accept the chance and the great opportunity in front of you. And I still advise you to take it, whatever it is. It means that is your destiny. To wrap this up, to close this episode, I want to remind you of what Forrest Gump said. Life is like a box of chocolates. It is full of surprises. You'll never know what you're gonna get. Thank you for joining me today on From Islands to United States of America, Faith, Teaching, and Transformation. I hope this episode on choosing the right district encourage you to keep walking in faith, pursuing your vision, and trusting God's purpose for your life. If this message spoke to you, please share it with your friend or family member or in your social media account who may, you may need encouragement today. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss future episodes filled with stories of faith, perseverance, and transformation. Now, let us end this episode with this short prayer. And I want you to pray with me. Heavenly Father, thank you for guiding us through this journey of discernment. As teachers weigh their choices of school districts, give them the wisdom to see beyond numbers and contracts and instead recognize where they can serve with purpose and joy. Grant them peace in the decision making process, courage to step into new opportunities, and faith to trust that you will plant them exactly where they are meant to grow. Bless every educator listening today, and may their choices bring blessings not only to their families, but also to the students they will inspire. In Jesus' name, amen. And before we close, I want to remind you guys that if you want to know more details of my personal journey, I encourage you to buy this book, read it, and I promise you that you will be inspired, that you will be encouraged to pursue your dream. Again, I'm gonna share the link of this book um, in this episode so that you can just click it and purchase it through Amazon. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. It's Friday, TGIF. Enjoy your weekend with your family and friends. God bless. This is Father Doc signing off. Bye.